Here's something people aren't talking about. Lineker and TJ Dillashaw is on the same card. That's a crazy fucking fight, man. Lineker is scary.
Lineker is super scary.
He's terrifying. Look at the build on that little monkey. He's built like a chimpanzee.
Dude, he's
like a pounder. When I say little
he was
monkey, that is in no way
right?
racist, ladies and gentlemen. I call myself a monkey.
135.
I just want to specify.
Lineker? Wasn't he 125?
Yes, he was 125. He wouldn't make the weight. He has a real talent, and he has real power.
At that weight, he's the hardest.
Scary guy.
Him or Cody's the hardest hitters. That's a fun fight.
Lineker's a different kind of hitter, though. I think Cody's lightning fast and like beautiful combinations and beautiful footwork.
Better technique.
The angles that he cut when he knocked out Thomas Almeida. When he knocked out Thomas Almeida, like Almeida was undefeated, very scary, and he cut some serious fucking angles and dropped some bombs on him. It was like, whoa.
You know, Cody's background.
The speed of entry. Yeah.
His uncle was an alternative Olympic boxer. His dad was a boxer, and they just put this little ball of hate into him. But he's a ridiculous wrestler, too.
His kind of knockout power is a different kind of knockout power than Lineker. Lineker is almost like a guy that is 20 or 30 pounds bigger than him. It's weird. Like, he hits guys, and you see them like, off.
Yes.
Like, he's hitting you on the arms with these bombs, and he takes his shot extremely well. Like, when he fought Francisco, when you watch the combination of those two guys unloaded in the first round, you're like, Jesus Christ, Francisco Rivera is a bad motherfucker. He's a very good striker. And he just decided to go to war with Lineker, and Lineker was just dropping bombs on him. And you go, Jesus, he can do this even at 135. Maybe be even better at 135.
And I love to watch Lineker fight. I don't think for right now, I don't think he'll be champion with that style of fighting. That
Dude,
pull forward, going and only boxing. Watch what happens when TJ. Because it's easy to game plan for TJ and Dwayne Ludwig. They're going to go, all right, this is what we do. And you're going to see him angles, mixing it up.
I'm excited about it because of that very reason. I think TJ is spectacularly talented, no doubt. And TJ has amazing footwork and all that, the Dwayne system. But Lineker's got something special, man. I've very rarely seen a guy at his weight class that hits people the way he does. It's almost like he's doing a different thing.
Yeah, it's a different kind of monster. Those fights are very similar, where Cody Garbrandt just needs one to win the fight. Lineker needs one to win the fight. Dominic Cruz's footwork's ridiculous. TJ Dillashaw's footwork, ridiculous.
But you got to think, TJ KO'd Renan Barão twice, dropped him in the first round with a straight right hand. It's not like TJ doesn't have power. And TJ,
not Lineker power.
He doesn't have the same kind of power, but he's got way more options as far as movement. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
It's kind of like you have this movement game. And remember, that fight's only 3 rounds, which hurts, I think,
Lineker?
TJ. I think it hurts TJ.
Because he's got to survive the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
it hurts TJ because
TJ moves so good, man. He's hard. Like, in the Barão fight, you saw, like, right away, Barão's got that, like, linear style, presses forward.
Those were 5 rounds, though, right? Because that footwork's going to... that's going to be hard to follow if you're that straightforward pressure fighter. 4 championship rounds, you're like, Jesus Christ, and starts wearing on you. And then TJ takes over.
That's interesting. That's a good point. I think TJ is definitely in a tricky situation because he wanted that rematch, wanted that title fight. He was really close in the first fight with Dominic Cruz. It was a real close decision.
Fertitas told me, they basically like, you won that fight. I think Dana even agreed. It was like, you won that fight, man.
It was a very close fight. No doubt about it. Whoever you believe won that fight. And then Dominic goes on and beats Uriah and beats him handily, and now Dominic is stepping in to fight him, and he's fighting Cody, and he's got a really tough fight on that same card, and a really tough fight where if he loses that fight, fuck, man,
back in the line.
This is a guy that has missed weight a couple of times, and Lineker is like kind of tricky in that situation where he's missed weight at featherweight, or missed weight rather at flyweight.
Yeah.
A couple of times, and hasn't he missed weight at bantamweight too?
Yes, once.
Yeah. So this is a guy that's going to come in big as fuck. He's very dangerous. Hits super hard, like in a creepy way, creepy hard.
Almost like it's almost like a heavyweight fight for TJ because you make one mistake and Lineker lands, it's over. Where if you're fighting Dom, you make some mistakes, you're gonna get lit up. He's not gonna end your night.
Pull up Lineker versus McDonald. Mike McDonald is a fucking straight killer. That kid's a bad motherfucker. He's got vicious power.
For a while, right?
Had some injuries. Yeah, had some injuries. Lost to Uriah. Uriah mauled him.
That was the big one when Uriah murked him because he finally came back and then Uriah murked him. He went away.
It was one of Uriah's finest performances. Uriah cracked him with a right hand, got a hold of that neck, and just put the full Uriah on him as far as his guillotine. that mounted guillotine, just fucking.
But it's almost like a 135 tournament because you have Cody and Dom, then you have TJ Lineker. The loser's going to fight the loser. Winner's going to fight the winner.
Yeah, let's watch. Check out that. If you could, do you find that fight, Lineker versus Michael McDonald, KO?
I had it, but it pulled up a wrong fight for some reason.
Oh, these sons of bitches!
And I'm not.
Here it is. So, like, Michael McDonald, like, real classical style, real good punching power. Not built like a scary guy, but a vicious knockout artist. Like, one of those guys where the body really sort of is very deceptive.
And remember, he was, like, top prospect, too.
Mm-hmm. He was a big prospect to see Uriah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Henan Barao first. He lost to Henan Barao, right? And then he came back and fought Uriah. Wasn't that the case?
How tall is Lineker?
He's short.
He's short.
But he's about the same height as Dwight Cowie.
Yeah.
5'6". 5'6".
I don't know. I don't think he is, honestly. I think he's 5'4".
He's a small little dude.
He's a small guy.
But hits like a fucking Mack truck.
Yeah, almost creepy in his power, man. Like, and so confident in it, too.
But, again, to the point where I don't think he's ever going to be champ, you look at a guy like John Dotson who just outworked him.
Yeah.
And I thought he lost that fight. Granted, they gave it to Lineker.
Yeah, well, it was close enough. I mean, look, he hurt him there. Look, he hurt him there. You could see. Mike McDonald steps back and is like, oh, Jesus. There's a feeling that guys get when he connects on them where you see it in their eyes. They're like, holy shit. Like, this is a different thing here.
It's a that's not Snowflake. That's not Snowflake move.
Yeah. No, and he's also got a ridiculous chin. When he stood in front of Rivera.
He's going like this.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
They were just banging it out. And Rivera flattens people. So as you watch like Lineker walk him down here, you're looking at this kid who's just got unique power, like really unique. And even a guy like, look at that, boom.
God.
Michael McDonald recognized it. He goes down there. Look, he goes down again. Boom, 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 boom. And Lineker just stands in front of him, bites on his mouthpiece, and fucking mauls him.
McDonald landed one, too.
Yeah, and Lineker ate it like a Tic Tac, and he's moving forward. Boom.
Straight Tic Tac.
Boom. And he rocks him again. And he's just undeniably confident in his ability to walk you down and smash you.
See, what you can't do is let him back you up and get your back against the cage. You got to move, man.
See, I feel
Dillashaw
he hurt him again.
10 times more.
10 times more, 100%. But the question is there going to be exchanges where Dillashaw is inside of his range? And will one of these things land? And once one of those things do land, will Dillashaw continue to engage the same way? Like, boom, boom, boom.
Or will it be over if it lands?
But TJ takes a good shot and has never been a guy to stand in front of you like this.
No. And
look at that. Boom. You see his head get snapped.
At 135, what are we talking about?
It's very rare that anybody has that kind of destroying power at that weight.
Remember, TJ can wrestle, too. So if they get in close, he'll take his ass down.
The difference between him and Dotson at 135, and I like Dotson at 35. I think he's better at 35 than 25. I just think he just kills himself too much to make that weight. Like when he fought Gambarian, is Dotson can sneak in on you and then sneak out on you. And when they fought, did they fight at 35 or 25?
When Gambarian,
Dotson and Lineker fought.
That was at 25.
Is it?
100% that was at 25.
Yeah. Is it? You might be right. I don't think that's the right weight class for Dotson. I think Dotson's
for either of them.
Yeah, both guys. I think both guys are way better off without destroying themselves.
Those are fun fights, man. And then on the FS1 prelims are stacked. You got Neil Magny versus
what's that?
It's a catch weight, 136.5.
Does he miss weight or no?
I'm just looking at Wikipedia.
So it must have been like a last-minute decision to have that fight. So that's interesting that Dotson and him went to war, and Lineker won the decision?
Yes.
At 35. Interesting.
But I thought...
you thought Dotson won?
Yeah.
But here's the other thing about TJ. You got to think, how long has TJ really been with Dwayne Ludwig? And he continues to get better with Dwayne Ludwig. It's only been a few years. So in the last couple of years, like what have we seen? We've seen the two big fights with Henan Barao where he murked him, right? Which are the all-time career highlight performances, right? Especially the second one, the Joe Soto fight, which was an interesting fight because taking on a real tough guy on a real short notice.
2 day
notice?
One day.
During the weigh-in, Barao, trying to make weight, falls asleep and bangs his head on the wall because he cut too much weight. Joe Soto steps in, and so TJ makes that adjustment, wins that fight, comes back, beats the shit out of Barao in the rematch, like really dominated him in the rematch. Those are like, real highlight, real finishes, all three of those fights. So then he goes from that, the really close loss to Dominic Cruz, and then beats a Sun Tzu. Like, he took a chance with a Sun Tzu.
Sun Tzu's number 2 at the time.
Yeah. He beat a Sun Tzu. Looked better in the Sun Tzu fight than he did in the first time they fought. So he's showing improvement just in that fight. You just got to wonder what this is going to look like, what Lineker versus him is going to look like. Very, very interesting fight.